Greetings, everyone. I am Winnie Wriggle, and welcome back to the Homestead mod pack. We have more create things to do today. Happy Tuesday. I added a path up to our create stuff and grew another one of the apple trees from Let's Do Vinery, because they're prettier than the orchard apple trees. So yesterday, we made a tree farm, and it's been doing a thing, and I had to upgrade the barrel that the resources were in. I also made an iron stack upgrade. So I wish there was a mod that would tell you how many of each thing was in a barrel. Oh look, never mind. 6,800 logs. I'm looking in the upper left corner. I don't think we're ever gonna need to worry about wood ever again. Oh, you know, Create makes the shaders just really unhappy. Let's, we'll just turn them off. Unless we need to go mining underground. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so things I want to do today. Melissa, good morning. The first thing I want to do is, for me, the game is too loud. 1 second. Hope that is not also true. No, y'all should be fine. I think I'm just extra sensitive today. The music is too loud for my brain. Okay, I also did a little editing of the trunk, the stump that the house sits on. Let's go back here and look at it. I did right where the tree is. It's just easier to see it from over here. I say that. I made it bigger. I just made it thicker. And brought this one all the way up under that so that it looks like it's supporting it. It still does not have any of the other blocks I want to use for the color palette. You know, it'd be nice if I would fix those stairs too. But I just brought it out, and of course it covered the stuff I had done in the ground, so I'll have to do a little more of that. I just kind of made it bigger. The backside needs work. You know, like, how is that just hanging out up there? And I started on, what are we going to do about lighting on the outside of the building? So that is dark oak, which we have some of. I need to grow more. I just used what we had collected. So let me do a little of that, because we do actually have dark oak saplings. Yes. Also, I went mining, and I've been cooking up everything from the mining, because we desperately needed more zinc and andesite alloy and andesite. So now we have just over 1,000. And then I got more cobble and dirt dug up so that we can do some automation today. We're going to make mud using the Create mod, which should be pretty fun. First, let me go plant these trees. Everything in its time and place. Because I have a feeling we're gonna. I almost ran right through those, and they're owie bushes. Let's plant some of these. Duck, you're looking a little stuttery there. You okay? Is it cold this morning? It's cold here. It is chilly. Chilly, chilly. That's not north, is it? No. Good. You just gonna hide in those? That's hilarious. sometimes spruce had a bug for years and years and years where if there was a block in the northwest corner, they would not grow. The too talls. I don't think we're gonna need loads of the dark oak. We need enough to make like fences and trapdoors and the underside of the roofing blocks we want to make. And we could absolutely adapt our tree farm to grow dark oak or make another one. All you would do is just make sure that the areas to grow trees were in little 4x4s and block everything else off so that this little guy would only plant 4x4. So you could get 2 of those on each side. You know, that's not a bad idea, actually. Also, how are you doing? Oh, yes, this is okay. This is why we have to perform a little maintenance here. What I've been doing is using all these saplings that it produces to create bone meal. Dun, dun. Right, because that is a very useful product. I'm gonna have to upgrade this chest, I can tell. Yes. That is... Do we have iron chests? I'm guessing we do as part of sophisticated storage. Okay, so we do. Which means... You're a storage drawer. Do I have any sophisticated storage upgrades? Looks like no. That's okay. We can do it. I am pretty sure it is the same. There we go. That we would use for the barrels. Yeah. Okay, y'all make... See, we're doing great on bone meal. Because of tree farm. I really should just use this to do that. Can we stop you? Let's get it around the corner and go like this. And I think all we need to do is add... I'm going to leave saplings as markers for where... Oops. I should have taken all of its saplings. Like, I would usually just make a separate tree farm for the different tree types. So maybe that's what we should do. And if we designed it right... Nope. I was hoping it could all go in the same barrel. I don't think that's gonna be a thing. You can keep the apples in there too. Well, I might do that off camera, where I make a second tree farm. Oh, it did end up cutting this tree down. I knew at some point it would eat this tree. Speaking of eating trees, I have used some of our diamonds to make an axe, a shovel, and of course we made the sword together last time. And I would like to enchant them, because we have all these levels. 49 from washing things in the nether. Do you need more bowls? Yes, you do. And possibly more eggs. And more bacon. Let me put these back in there. Why aren't you doing a thing? What am I missing? Is it egg butter? It is. Okay. Nice. Okay, enchant tools. automate things with create, grow dark oak. We have all the things. And of course, we have put our enchanting table up here. La la, good. We just still have Lappy in here. Let's see what we get. Efficiency 4. It's not bad. I would like fortune on our pickaxe if we can. Okay, I'm gonna sweeping edge. Sure. Sweeping edge and unbreaking. Feel like we can do better. Oops, that one's enchanted. Unbreaking, unbreaking, unbreaking. What are the odds we get silk touch on a shovel? Very low. Efficiency 4. Let's try it. Just efficient. Why are the enchants so terrible? I'm gonna redo the sword. Because that was miserable. Oh, I don't like knockback. Unbreaking 3 in the pickaxe? Oh, it's horrible. Does not help me. No, I'm not doing that again. Sharpness 4. Looting 3. That'll do. Thank you. Oop. Efficiency 4. I'll take that over. Oh my lord, have mercy. Do I still have 30? I do. Once more with feeling. Unbreaking 3. Fortune 2. Thank you very much. Just need a little bit of fortune. Oh, can we put those together? Yeah, maybe when this one gets super worn down, we'll combine these. That would be smart. Since we have an anvil. Okay, now I have a little bit of fortune for when we find some diamonds. We do need to do a little more mining down in the deep parts of the world. I'm gonna put these in the backpack. And we're going to grab some create stuff. There's so many things I want to do. Okay, I wrote notes. One of the things I'm going to do is automate stripping logs so that we don't have to worry about andesite casings, especially since we have basically infinite wood. And we can just run some of that power off of this because they don't have to go fast. And we just need to make, let's see, I do need to make probably a bunch more iron sheets. What is a saw? 3 iron sheets and an andesite casing. Yeah, we really need to automate the casings. I put some of the wood here. Nuh. I can do it all at once with vein miner. Oops! I picked those up and didn't mean to. We need to smack them with some andesite. Like this. There we go. Also, now I feel like the game's sounds are too low. I can't win. Just on my end, though. Oh, I think it's because I have block sounds way down because barrels are very annoying. Can we... Maybe the birds are, like, loud. Is that better? It's a little better. Like, the birds are kind of obnoxiously loud. Okay. Dun, dun. One saw. And I think I'm gonna grab some nuggets and more iron. Got, we need to make more brass. Let's, like a lot of brass. Let's go ahead and let that go. Oop, nope. I need more andesite casing. Gonna need a mechanical belt. We already have power. Don't need a depot, but I do need cogs and things that spin around. And we may need a deployer and a wrench. And I need to make some more of this. What else? Somehow I have an animal feeding trough in there. We must have gotten that as a quest reward. Okay. Let's just take all the andesite. Make a few more baby cogwheels. Because I need a few more gearboxes. 8's good. Oh, there's another thing we can make from Create that'll make this a little easier. And that is a little portable storage toolbox. And then we can just put our most commonly used items. We need 2 golden sheets, leather, a chest, and a cogwheel. There's, you know, we're going to take a bunch of chests and a bunch of barrels with us. 2 golden sheets, which we can make automatically because we set up a little automation thing for our sheets. So if I put my gold in here, they come out here and get bonked, which is very nice. And then they end up in that chest. And I'm going to do that for some iron too. So let's do 16. Oh, I have more iron sheets in there. So we'll let those process. And then let's make our little toolbox. There we go. These are fantastic. So they hold a certain number of items. So you put, like, I would put all the common things that I use in Create. So probably the most common would be this set of things. And maybe the brass funnel? Sure. And so now I can just punch this and it picks it up into my inventory and I can access these from anywhere. Which makes life a lot easier for automating purposes. Okay, so we grab those. I want to automate mud, but first we need to make some brass. Which means I did not make a way to reach our little buddy down here, and I need some charcoal. Or lava? Do we have lava at all? Have I brought it back like in some kind of tank? I have a lava bucket. Let's just use that. And make a stair. Or 2. Oop. Like this, because that will not ignite anything around it. Can we see? Yeah, we can see the seconds. It says 994 seconds of crafting time. And that should, as it makes the brass, drop it into the hopper. Which is great. So we can just leave that to do a thing. While we sleep again. I can hear the little compost being made. Okay, automating mud. So we need another basin. Should be pretty easy to do. I believe it's like this. And do we need another mixer? I don't know. Where is Minecraft? Nope, that's peat mud. Oh, how do I make mud? Packed mud is... Okay, mud. Yeah, any dirt makes mud. Okay. It's weird. I thought for a second it was weird. Yes, we do need another mixer. And I would like to keep our brass separate from a mixer that needs heat separate from other things. Like it behooves us to make a different one. So I need an andesite casing, a small cog, and a whisk. Which we should have everything we need. Yes. Lovely. Crafted in the backpack like we do. Okay, so I have a basin and a mixer, and then we're going to need to make copper pipes. So grab some copper. And we need two different things from the Create mod for this. We need the pipes. If I can find them. There we go. I need a fluid pipe and a bunch of fluid pipes and a mechanical pump. Okay, so we do need copper sheets to make these. And we will need a lot of these for our lava production. So I'm going to go ahead and let it make me 32 copper sheets. This is why we automated this yesterday. Nice, nice. And what we're going to do is... I might bring it this way. We're going to actually use a water wheel. Do I have one? I should just carry all of the Create stuff with me in my backpack regardless. It's just... You're always gonna need it. I don't know why I bother to even leave it here. I don't think we need to cook anything else. Don't need a deployer right this second. Probably won't need the crank or the radial chassis, but you never know. Like, I need the water wheel. Okay, that should be plenty. Let us make... Let me save these recipes. Maybe. Is it full up? You don't want to save those for me anymore? Why is this so... Ooh. Nope. Okay, we don't need to make those. We know how to make those. I don't know why there's logs in there. We know how to make all of these. And those. We already made one of those. Okay, there we go. So I need to make a mechanical pump and some fluid pipes. And let's make 16. And then make a mechanical pump out of that one. So this just allows us to use stress units to pull water out of an infinite source, water source. And so if we want our if we want our basin here, and we want our mud to go down into, should we do it into the ground like we did this one? Yeah, I think that's fine. I've got fumbly fingers this morning. That's okay. We need a chute and a chest. And I think we're out of chutes. That's okay. We have the technology to make them. It will pull them from both. See, as soon as I put a chute on there, the basin gets the little spout on it. If I turn these into, hold on, I'm curious as to whether or not I can convert this silt dirt into regular soil. Vein mining. Oh, vein mining is an enchantment. That's cool. I think we just want an iron hoe. I'm wondering if I turn the silt dirt into farmland. Or does it just stay? Oh, it just becomes silt farmland. Okay, never mind. But I bet I could turn it into coarse dirt. Yeah, because it's silt grass. Kind of annoying. That's alright. If I grabbed a water bottle and a couple of dirts, I just need one actually. We want to make a mud so that I can use it as a filter. So if I set dirt down and whack it with a water bottle, we get a mud block. Very cool. That's essentially what we're going to do with this automation. But I want this to be filtered to say only let things out when they turn into mud, because I don't want it to pour dirt or pour water out. And then the other thing we're going to want to do is put a source of... We want to automate this, right? So I want to be able to fill this chest with dirt and have it pour into our basin and turn into mud and be spit out and into this chest. Which is all fine and dandy. And then we want water to go in the back, probably. So we'll want water down here below it. And probably the power to get that water in there as well. We'll see how I do this. Let's see. That has to go on there. The pump probably needs to go here. but be powered by something. So if we put a cog here, oops, give me that. There we go. So that cog, in order for that to be powered by this line, I need to put a vertical gearbox on it, right? So now this is working, but we need to put water down there for it to pull up. So I dug this just one block too deep. That's okay. We're just going to put an infinite water source down here. And a very overkilled one. So if I put water here and water here, and then here, and for some reason, why aren't you making... There we go. Are you solid? Yes. Beautiful. So now our basin is full of water, which is what we want. And all we have to do is add dirt to it. Get some of this out of my inventory. Yell at the puppies for barking, and I need to make an andesite funnel because we don't need to filter this. We just need to dump the dirt out. You know, one of the real advantages to not having a whole bunch of other mods is how easy it is to craft. To find the things I want to craft in here. So I just want you to pour dirt out. So I didn't crouch, so that arrow is pointing away from the chest. And now if I run down here and grab some dirt. Okay, I was able to hold... I don't know how to get stuff out of storage drawers anymore. Like, why is shift clicking not getting me a stack? Is it alt click? Nope. It's weird. Okay, I might have to break that and get the dirt out. Because if I can't get it out a stack at a time, that's super annoying. Okay, so it's gonna drop... Oh, do I need to, do we need to do anything to you? Why? Did I not read the recipe correctly? Hold, please. Oh, we need the mixer. You know. It's Winnie's first day. Okay, I'm putting that as a placeholder so I can set the mixer in the right place. Okay. So, now we just have to power our mixer. Because it doesn't do us any good. Let's see, and probably the fastest way to do that is to bring power over from this one. So if I had a horizontal gearbox and a horizontal gearbox and a vertical gearbox, there would go our mixer. And now we're cooking with gas. Making mud automagically. And if you were to speed this up, the process would speed up. But I think this is a good pace. Like, see how Because we only have one pump, you could also put multiple pumps on this water source and put water in here faster. But you would have to power all of them. Now you can power 4 at a time using the same cogwheel. We should also check the stress on our current system too. So stress capacity is still low. We still have 1900 stress units available, which is perfect. Perfecto. And we've automated mud. Very nice, very nice. Okay, I also talked about automating chopping up logs, stripping logs, which is why we made the mechanical saw. And sometimes where should I pull this from? I feel like if I ran a chain drive, we said all the power is coming through this little guy. So I'm just going to pull power off the top of that. And we don't need a whole lot. Chain drives would be good. I'm trying to keep this pretty compact. I say that. Do I have... I only have one encased chain drive. Can we make more of those? Now that we have more andesite? Yes, it's just andesite casing and iron nuggets, which I have plenty of. And if we did this, let's see, I don't think we need, but maybe 6 is probably good for now. Sure. Why are you over here? Do I have anything in my pocket that can go in here? You know, copper pipes is probably a better use of that one. Normally I would carry 2 toolboxes around with me because there's just about that many unique things in Create that you use for building contraptions all the time. So building any kind of automation. Okay, let's do this. And bring our... I guess we could bring that one more in and it won't interfere. Right? Yep, just snuggles up right there. And one of the tricky parts about automating the saw is that it is opposite. We may have to use a gear shift to change the direction of this. Oh, that's a little close. Let's do... I really only need you to do like this. You don't have to be attached to anything. And then we put the saw. Nope. It's gotta go long ways. Oh my goodness. Can you do like that? Thank you. And it also needs... to spin. Okay, I think it has to go the opposite direction from I'm pretty sure. So if I were really cool, so you can always power things in various different ways. Where are my gearboxes? If I put a gearbox here and a gearbox here, see how these two are going different directions? If I put one more, do you go the opposite direction? You do. Yep, that's right. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that your saw has to spin one way that is the opposite of the belts feeding it. So because you're pushing wood into a saw, this makes sense in real life, right? Your saw would be spinning in this direction and boards and things would go this way. And then once they are done, see, that's the right direction. There we go. So if I take a log, we happen to have a lot of logs here, and I chuck it on here, it's going to... how do I tell you what... You have to tell it what recipe you want. So if I put a stripped oak log, in the filter for the saw, and now I feed it a log, it should make that recipe. Ta-da! Stripped oak log. Beautiful. And if we were to put a chest here at the end and an andesite casing that I put while crouching so that its arrow goes that way. And then another chest, or maybe a barrel, because that's what I have in my hand. And another andesite funnel. Where did my seaweed go? Without crouching, facing this way, and I put, give me that. And I filled this with oak logs, it would strip them for me and put them in this chest. And so I had an infinite supply of stripped oak logs. And then the next thing we're going to do is take a funnel to pull these out of here into another assembly where we poke them with andesite alloy to make andesite casings. So we can automate that step as well. But we may not want them to be always. See, and it'll wait until there is room in the queue. See how it spaces them out perfectly? And if we take a look at our stress levels here, so we've used up a little more stress, but we still have plenty. Still have 1792. If I go out here, yeah. So we are doing pretty good. Did it pick you up? It did. So now I'm going to grab like as much as I can get in my inventory right now and let this just strip a whole bunch of logs for me. Apparently I made an oak fence gate. That's super cute. I'm not going to use that for anything right this second. Or we might use... No, probably not oak pressure plates. Okay, let's let that do its thing. I love playing with Create. What else? Let's give this some bowls. Grab some more bacon with eggs. Spread this out. I'm just trying to use up our butter and bacon, right? that away. Look at all the create things doing their thing. And while I'm thinking about it, did I bring lanterns? Did I leave the lanterns? Also, I'm going to pick that up. The ability to pick these up by just punching them, I love that. I feel like that should be maybe not in every mod, but it should be available to a lot of us. I guess I used all my dark oak. Did the dark oak trees grow? Whoa! Okay, that's unexpected. I'm gonna put lights up. I'll put all my create stuff in my pocket for a second. And that bottle was just so we had the things. Let's go test out our new axe. I thought these would be like traditional. Wow, that's going to be a lot of wood. Did they look like this? I guess they did look like this when we cut them down. I've just slept since then. Oh, they don't need to be in stacks of 4. What? That's new and different. Do they? No, it ate up. No, it didn't. It just usurped the dark oak. Why is there... Hi, duck. What's up? Are those not really there? It's a little weird. I feel like we don't even have shaders on, so there's no excuse. We have some funky tree growth happening. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Like, I expect them to eat through the... Are you not there? Oh, okay. They're really not there. They're optical illusions. Okay. That's good. But does that mean we don't need... Does that mean I can grow dark oak from a single sapling? I need to know this. Let's get some of our bone meal and check it out. Because now I'm curious. Also, while I'm here, I was going to see if I can vein mine harvest our crops. Nice. That's good because we need the wheat. We need the wheat to make sure we have enough wheat to process the mud into compact mud and into bricks, like all this stuff. Mud bricks. To get packed mud, we need wheat with our mud. We need it, precious. Okay, and I guess we'll put the dark oak up here with the rest of our wood. I kind of tucked it up in this corner. I think we're at a point where I probably need to think about Tom's storage mod. And what did I say? Like, why can't we get... It's not... Normally you could shift click and get a stack of dirt out of here. But it's not doing that. And I'm confused. We discovered this earlier, too. It's okay, I just want to put another couple of stacks of dirt in the mud creator. Like so. Yeah, look at that. Nice. And probably another stack of oak in the stripper. I feel like I should put signs on here so you know what does what. Look at those, I don't have to do it. And then we're going to use a deployer so we don't have to apply andesite to them either. I love the encased chain drives. Okay, let me light this up because... Ow! Saws hurt, by the way. Can I not... I can't put a lantern. I can put one there. And probably... up here. Which is a good idea. Because you don't want creepy crawlies spawning on top of your create things. Just FYI. Creepy crawlers. You know, zombies and stuff. Oh look, you can have apples and sticks too. This, I'm gonna have to turn off the tree farm. This is crazy. Thank God I didn't leave it loaded. This is just from me mining. Like I maybe was on for an hour. They're prolific. I mean, the other thing I want to do is automate charcoal. Maybe that's something we could do too. And the reason I bring that up is that we will want to generate infinite... We want to generate more power. So, Create has a bunch of mechanisms for generating stress. Or stress units. Must feel weird to say that. Stress units. I need more coffee. Or, well, it's decaf Earl Grey. Yesterday was a very coffee day. Goodness. So, we have water wheels, which is your basic starter power for Create, right? And then I think the next step would be to do a windmill. You can get about 8 to 10,000 stress units out of a good windmill. We need a ton of wool for that, though. And I still need to breed more. I need to automate our wool collection. That might be a fun little... That's a vanilla... Can I do that with Create? Can I auto shear a sheep? I'm sure I can. I kind of like my vanilla version of a sheep farm. And when I say mine, I mean physics. She has a lovely little 1x1 that just needs a couple of observers and a dispenser. Because you can shear sheep in vanilla Minecraft. As long as the mod pack doesn't break that functionality. That's always a concern. Okay, I guess I harvested everything. Which is fine. Wow, what are we going to do with all these seeds? I feel like... Let's turn some of them into compost. Same with the saplings. We don't need all of these. Do I need that many chickens? Never. Do we have animal feeders? I know the brain is a little distracted today. Like, do I need 3 stacks of dark oak saplings? No. Let's check for animal feeder. Yes, feeding trough from animal feeding trough. And feeding trough from Let's Do Farm and Charm. So, are you automatic? Chicken feed. When fed to a chicken, you get cluck. Horse feed, you get speed and jump boost. Dungarees for prevent farmland trampling. Shows feeding level of farm animals. What? Okay, let's do this. How do I make you? Oh, I can get them from a villager. Okay, that's the other thing I think we need to do. Whoop. Dark. We need to make some crafters for Create so I can make some crushing wheels. Oh, goodness. It's a delivery person. It's going to be loud for a second. Okay. It was mucha sparking. We're gonna need a bunch of rose quartz. And do we still have a sandpaper? I do. But we will likely need another one. What if we can enchant them? Okay, so if we put the sandpaper in one hand and the rose quartz in the other, and it should autofill, yeah. We need, how many do we need for a, basically you need a 5x5 of the crafters, and they make 3 per craft. Mod developers, could you please make your crafting recipes match? Like, if you're gonna give me multiples of 5, make a recipe that gives me 5, or make the multiples, like, make it 26. So 3 and 24 is basically 8. But we need 9 because we need... Okay. So I'll take those. And we should have... Oh, let's do this one. Nice. Okay, we have 12 of those. And I think I put nether quartz. Yes, because we had so much. I put it in a drawer. Da, da, da. And I need some of the brass we've been making. Like this. Oh, I forget we get 2 per. That's great. So half a stack of copper, half a stack of zinc gives you brass ingots. And I'm going to need like 9 brass casings or so. Let's go ahead and set up automating casings. Just for giggles. So I will need some funnels, some barrels is fine. Gears and cogs, which are in here. I need more. More gearboxes. That seems to be the limiting factor here. And then probably a few more of these. I don't need any large gears. I would love some more encased. Case drives. It's just andesite casing with iron. Yes, yes, and maybe one more mechanical belt. I need all the things. Okay. Deployer. Okay, we have power coming right here, which means this would be a great place for a little assembly line. And is that long enough? I think so. If we have the deployer, like 3 is easier. Like, what did I do over here? Yeah, 3 is easier because then you have a place on the belt and a pull off the belt. Right, and then your deployer can go in the middle. And if I were cool, I would just use this. Why are you always weird? I don't understand. No, don't do that. I need you to push things. I just need you to point down. Thanks. That's why making a wrench is so essential. Get off there. Okay. And I don't have a problem. Should we make that a double chest? And then I could... I'm not gonna put anything in there right now. Hold on. Let's save that while I set this up. So, this belt needs to go this direction. Is there anything already going that direction? No. But it would be easy to put... maybe... one of... oops. If we put this here, and then I put a gearbox. Gearbox has changed the direction of things, right? So now it's going the right way, which is wonderful. And then if we put a place to capture... I need another andesite funnel. Which by this time I should remember is kelp and andesite, but you know. The brain has a few cobwebs in it this morning. I'm just saying. And if we crouch and put this down, I guess it doesn't matter. Because the belt is going in there, there's no way for it to go out. So it's always going to go in. But this one needs to... that also, it's just going to pull it. Right? And you can move these. It's cool. Okay. Even as much as I've played with Create, I still am like, oh, this is new and sparkly. Or things that I don't necessarily utilize. Okay, let's see if we can get this rotational force down to our little friend here. This is another another way to use belts is actually to transfer rotational force. And as long as you're on 95-degree angles, you can use a belt to make that happen, which is kind of cool. And then the other thing we need to do is give this... we want it to actually place an item. So I'm going to put a chute and a chest on top so I can provide it with the items I want it to use. And I want it to use brass ingots to make brass casings. And so you'll see, now that I've fed it brass ingots, it now has a brass ingot in its hand. And so as soon as I put stripped oak in here, it should pass them along, and it will place the ingot for us and give us our casings. And if we change this to andesite, it will give us andesite casings, which is great. And it will wait. So now I can put all of these in here. It will wait until we give the hand to something. What did I do with that? Where did all those... where'd they go? Oh. This. The only reason I don't like crafting in the backpack. It makes a Winnie very confused. So it'll actually just wait here until we give it something else. So I do need more andesite casing. So if I give it andesite, it does the same thing, and we get andesite casings. Super easy. And automated-y, and I don't have to put things on the ground anymore and whack them with an axe and poke them with the, you know. And had I been a little more organized about the automation, I probably would have set up clutches so we could turn stuff on and off. But this is our starter setup, right? Like, we just want to get the functionality out. And I'll put the stress meter on here and say, look, we still have 1,600 stress units that we could use to do other things with. And I'm happy with this pace, really. Okay, is that enough? brass casings to make how many of these recipes? I said we needed 9. So I need 9 electron tubes, 9 brass casing, and 9 crafting tables. Let's sleep. Have some dinner. And then go to sleep. Like so. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, also, I want to do one quick thing here. And that is make sure... There we go. I'm going to make sure the stream is actually working on YouTube. Yep. It's good. Maple Bottom, my friend, we've done a lot of create things already this morning. Wow. Yep, I gotta stop the trees. What can we do with all those sticks? We'll stop it. I'll check back again in a few minutes. Like, apples. We almost have 1,000 apples. We have 857. 13k oak logs. Are we ever going to need oak logs again? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Okay. Did all this, did all that. I think I have plenty of casings. Let's try to make some electron. What did I say we needed? 9. And I have an extra one here. And then if we did, oh, we need a bunch of crafting tables. Good thing we have all this wood. Just need, there we go. To replenish my wood supply. And then if we go like this, and I actually put all of these in here, we could go 27. Mechanical crafters. Amazing. Now, I'm actually going to pull... how are we going to do this? Mechanical crafting is weird. Should I put it on this side? No, I think it should go on this back side, actually. So if we do like this... Actually, you know what? I'm going to do them 1 block off the ground. And if we were super cool, we would have our scaffolding out so we could do this. Now, I was careful about my placement of these because you'll see that there are these little like arrows that point to the next block that they're next to. And I did that on purpose. You can set them down willy-nilly. You can. But you'll need to use your wrench to change the direction of those arrows until every crafting block on here eventually ends up at 1 block, right? So that's how the crafting works. Let me explain. It needs power, and they're powered by cogwheels on the end. And I'm going to probably steal power from here and bring it down to a cog. It could be up at the same level. So if I went like this, and then all we have to do is kind of navigate connecting these things. And we could do that with a belt again. But it might be easier to just use an encased chain drive like that. And then the other thing that this needs is a redstone signal in order to craft if all of the crafting slots are not filled. So if you're making anything, like we'll do an example here. If I wanted to make a wooden pickaxe, this is just a giant crafting table, right? So I've put the 3 wood and the 2 sticks in the right place to be crafted. I have to apply a redstone signal for it to work, like for it to start its crafting routine. And it's going to assemble all of the things that you put together. And so they all need to end up in the same place so that you get the item. And there's our wooden pickaxe, right? So that's why all these little arrows need to point. It can be in whatever combination you want. Like, they could all go down to the bottom line and over, but they all need to end up in one place. That's all I'm saying. And that is a very slow craft, which is not a huge problem. But let's make it, since we have a little room here, let's make it a tiny bit faster. And I'll show you. Nope, it's called a cog, Winnie. So if I made a large cogwheel, we're just going to gear ratio it up once. If I made a large cogwheel and put a small one next to it, are we going to go up or down? I don't think it matters. Then I could... Are you already out? Yes. Then I could just run a little line like this. Oh, overstressed. Okay, so it can't go that fast. It causes too much stress on the system. So we'll keep it slow. That's okay. We'll live. Put our encased chain drives back there. So it's happy spinning at 32 RPM. That's fine. It's because our we've already gear ratioed up. We've sped it up so much back here. It's like, nope, you can't speed me up anymore. It overstresses my system. Okay. Now we have all of that, we can make crushing wheels. So we need stone, planks, and a metric ton of andesite alloy. And thank goodness we only need to do this once right now. Let me... How many andesite alloy is that? 23, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I have 21. We're good. We're good. Let me just grab some stone. Which, thank goodness, I cooked some up. In fact, we should cook up some more. I need to figure out how to work the storage drawers. I don't know why they're not doing what I expect them to do. Okay, we don't need a wooden pickaxe. Thanks, game. Was just using it for demonstration purposes. I came here for stone. We really only need one, and we have some oak planks in our inventory, and we have plenty of andesite alloy. All we have to do is get the pattern right. So, 5x5, there's the stone, our 4 planks, And then we basically put andesite alloy in everything except the corners. I guess I may have to put a permanent little set of scaffolding here. Did I make this big enough? Is that right? Yeah. Meow, meow, meow. Like that. And because we did not fill up all of the spaces, we need to give it a redstone signal. So it's going to assemble all those pieces. And you'll know if it worked if you get the thing you were trying to make. Just FYI. Because it'll put everything together, and then if it can craft it, it'll give you the craft. Ta-da! But if it can't, it'll definitely let you know. Okay, let's sleep. We're going to need a little more power and speed to operate these things. So maybe it's time to look at alternate forms of power, like a windmill. And let me see. If we were... So we need a windmill rotor. Sorry, windmill bearing, which is super cheap. It's a slab, stone, and a shaft. We may or may not be able to do this today. And then we want some linear chassis, which I already have. Sorry, radial chassis. And 3 is fine. Could literally do it with any number of them. 1 being the minimum. And then we're gonna... I'd like to use the sails that come with Create. Or that you craft with Create. You could also just use wool blocks. You don't need to make the fancy sail. But we have, I think we have a bazillion, because we have a bazillion sticks, and I think that's the primary crafting ingredient for these, I just have inventory blindness. Maybe if I searched for sail? Yes, there they are. Windmill sail. So it's probably a good idea to ponder this. So you build a windmill chassis, you put a block on top of it, and then you use sails to make a windmill. They attach to each other without the need for glue, although we are going to glue them still. And we can paint them by right-clicking them with dye. And that's part of the reason I love them. So we don't have to dye our wool. We can just dye the sails. And then because they're hooked up to... They provide power, right? So they spin around in the wind. And how do we make them? Oh, they do take an andesite alloy. I mean... We have a metric ton of andesite. Maybe we can do this. Let's see. We're just going to need a ton of nuggets. And let me refill our thing with some of the stuff we don't need to have right now. No, I don't want chests. I want andesite casing in there. And gearboxes and chain drives. Does anything else fit in there? No. That's good. Probably need that. Don't need that. Don't need that right now. It's always about keeping my inventory manageable for the Winnie. Okay. Don't need that dirt right this second. Windmill. All we need are the sails, which means I need a ton of andesite alloy, which is just a metric ton of andesite. I feel like I should just really quick Google fabric storage drawer. How to withdraw a stack. Oh, Minecraft mod. Suddenly I was getting sewing instructions. Yeah, it says shift. Shift and left click. Left click. Left click. Why isn't that working? It's just not like my clicky is not working at all. I wonder if just the bamboo drawers are buggy. Like, I haven't tried... I made bamboo because I thought they were cool. Maybe that was a bad idea. Oh, I don't want cobble. Derp. I want 2 stacks of... Wow, I can't believe it's 1 andesite per windmill. It seems like a lot. So if we take 2 stacks of this, that gives us 1 stack of andesite alloy. Might be faster to go back and mine some more. Here we go. This is the 2nd stack. For a second, it was giving me 2, like, before I started streaming, and I was like, oh, maybe, like, I could hold it down and get them, and I thought, oh, maybe it's just different in fabric than it is. But no. Okay, and then we're gonna need to go shear our sheep again. And feed our sheep. For sure. Dip dim. And I like building the vertical windmills, the ones that are like the ones in the little demonstration that go up and down. Sheep, come to me. Make more sheep babies. Because apparently I'll have to automate them off camera. Automate wool. Yes, keep eating. Everybody eat. Okay, we have 2 stacks, which is kind of my goal. Why are only y'all eating? Your parents should eat. Mueller? Anybody? Sheep, I would like to shear you again soon. Nope, only the little ones are eating. The parents are too distracted by their life responsibilities to worry about being naked. Okay, that's fair. Cows, I would like y'all to come with me instead of trying to get out that gate. Thanks. Anybody else notice that these cows don't make hearts? They just chow down. They just chow down. None of y'all? One sheep has eaten. Nope. Nope. Come here. Come here. Rude. Get back in here. Just lollygagging out the gate. Ta-da. Okay. That should be enough. Right. 2 sticks. I knew we needed sticks. Boy, do we have sticks. it should be 1 stick, 2 stick, red stick, blue stick. Wow. And that's it. Oh, it makes 2 per craft. Oh, okay. I think that's going to be good. I think we need... We're not going to make it like 11 or 12 tall and 4 across. So 12 times 4... 48 times 4. 160 plus 24, 184. So this is 128. We need to make maybe another half a stack. Because that's 180 something. Math. You do need math. Like, math is important in video games. I'm just saying. It's also important in life too. Paying your bills, estimating the amount of food you're gonna need to buy, recipes, deal with fractions and conversions. What else is math used in? All the things. All the things. Balancing your budget. And there's different kinds of math, right? Okay. Let's see if we can get a windmill up and running. I don't know where okay. Bad things are happening because our tree farm is full. Let's fix that. Where's my... You can just stop right there. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. I thought it was snowing. Oh, I should have checked it sooner. Can we get more? No, there's no room. You know what? I'm gonna compost some apples too. Because holy Toledo. How much can we pick up? Da, da, da. Those can go in there. And some sticks can go in there. I still have extra sticks, and for some reason I have extra cobble. And let's put all this wood in there because it can't go anywhere else. And hopefully that's enough inventory room. And then this is all gonna grow. Oh, let's do this because that's gonna be problematic if those grow up and stop the machine. I'll have to cut the trees down in order for the machine to keep going. Wow. I bet these are full. They are. That's okay. We'll make all the compost. All the bone meal. Can't get my clicks to do. I'm just gonna fill this up and then I'll deal with the rest later. So many saplings, so little time. Oh my goodness. We're gonna have bone meal for days. Okay, there we go. I would say that our tree farm was successful. Anything else I can just leave in here? Yes. Okay. Good job, trees. I think I'm gonna put our windmill over here so that we have a little more area to do some other automated things. The grinding wheels are gonna take a bit of space to do things with. Should we put them? Yeah, I think right here is fine. And I am going to stick our windmill kind of up so that I have room to use all the things. And did I think this through? Not really. This is going to leave a mark. Ow! Okay. Can I have these? Thank you. And then we're gonna like build ourselves a little scaffolding to work on this. Go. Lovely. And if we go this way, okay, that's 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Did we do 3? Let's do 4. 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's start with 4 by 10 and see how we go. And I'll spin it with 1 just so you get one thing completed so you can see how fast it goes. And then we'll see if we get an actual multiplier of 4. Okay, and I'm gonna go over here. I don't think this will knock us off, but we'll see. Hold on. Let's eat. And what you do is just right click the windmill bearing with an empty hand. Are y'all gonna stick or do I need to glue you? They'll stick to each other, but I don't think they'll stick to the bearing there. I need to make glue, 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 glue. I think they stick to each other. Let's see. Yep, and it's gonna throw me off. Okay, so I think if we look at it with our goggles, we should be able to see. Ooh, yeah, it's generating 2560 with 140 sail fin, I guess we'll call it. I don't know what they're called. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, does that one go up to 11? I think it does. Oz goes to 11. Oh, no, it's 10. Okay. Should I do my math right? I don't even know. 180, 40, yeah, it should be 160. 40 times 10 times 4. Wow. If I could actually get them in the right place. I should probably go down and get those. I don't want them to despawn. They're expensive little boogers. Okay. And then we do it like this. Nope. They're a little... yeah. Gotta be up. No. No. Why are you crooked? Stop being crooked. It gets a little crooked. Like the arrow gets crooked. There we go. one of the best mods ever. Create is so much fun to play with. I think like it took me a while to really understand what was going on, like what I needed to do to make it do things for me. So don't get frustrated if you're like, I still don't know how to make it, how to do the thing I want it to do. There, I guarantee you there's a video with like 40 different ways to accomplish whatever you're trying to do. Okay. That is... I want to put like... I want to be outside the range of it when I turn it on so it doesn't knock me off the thing. Okay, and you can also change whether it goes clockwise or counterclockwise. I think we like clockwise. Look at it go! Does it make sense it's going that way? I think so. So, it's doing 8,192 stress units, which is like not quite 4 times triple, basically, our 5 water wheels. And it is spinning. I don't think we'll need up here again. It is spinning if we put our speedometer on here. It's spinning at 16 RPM. So it's already going twice as fast, like a factor of 2 times faster than the water wheels. The big water wheels are super slow. They go 4 RPM. So that one going 16, and it looks really cool. Look at it go! We can get some super fun speeds out of this one, because it starts like 2 gear rotations up, right? So I just want to get the crushing wheels set up. Maybe not automated, but at least in some configuration that we can use. And so I'm going to... where's my little magic bag of tricks here? Okay, we have 4 of those. We're going to need a lot more gears. Let's make... I can't remember. Nope, we need to make these. Let's just make a stack. And then a bunch of baby gears. And a bunch of big gears. That's really... We're just going to crank up this bit. Oh, look, and we had 30 windmills left over. That's perfect. I mean, we overdid, but that's fine. And I'm going to put our... you know what? Let's make... I don't know if we have... We don't have precision mechanisms yet. I think we need to do that. That can be next episode. One of the things, I want to make a rotational speed controller. So this thing lets you change the speed, especially if you have a bunch of power and not a lot of speed. You can just crank up the speed as fast as you want by setting it. So see, like, it's being provided power at the bottom, but the rotational speed controller can make it faster or slower without having to use the gears. But we're poor. We don't have precision mechanisms yet. They require a kind of an expansion of the current automation that we've done. So we've done a single arm of automation, like where our andesite casings are being made, or brass casings, where we have one little arm that's applying a brass ingot to a stripped log. And so for precision mechanisms, it's the same kind of principle. We would create a little assembly line, but it's going to apply cogwheels, large cogwheels, and iron nuggets in order. And then it has to loop back around and do that multiple times to get a precision mechanism. Yeah, I think we're going to do that tomorrow. Right now, I'm just going to speed ratio this up and connect it to our grinder. So to increase our speed, I'm going to bring this down a tiny bit. We start with a large cogwheel, right? And we move to a small one. And then from that small one, we put a large one on it. And I'm going to get rid of all the scaffolding. Thank you. And then I'm going to use andesite casing. She says, where is it? Because I like to keep things compact. So if I don't want it to interfere with an original wheel, I will cover it with andesite so I can put... So now this little guy, now that I've done that twice, if we put our speedometer on here, it's going 64 revolutions per minute. And you kind of want with a grinding wheel, I think you want a minimum of 128. So I'm going to put another big wheel on there. And another andesite casing, and put a small wheel, and now the small wheel should be going 128, which is considered fast, right? Which is, it's fast. Very fast. Now, we need to take this rotational speed and force and turn it sideways so that I can hook it up to these crushing wheels. And I think the easiest way to do that is just to use a... We're gonna bring these down. No, I just want a gearbox. I want a bunch of gearboxes. Because the wheels need to go in opposite directions. So if I made some more gearboxes, not a bunch, but a few, and I said, you are a vertical gearbox that goes that way, and what I really want you to do is be a vertical gearbox that goes this way, yes, and then y'all are both going the same direction, which is not what I want. That's okay. I want this one to keep going that direction. This one I want to change. So I'm going to stick another gearbox in front of it. So now they're going in opposite directions. And I'm just going to extend this one out, right? So this one is spinning clockwise. This one's spinning counterclockwise. And then if I stick my two crushing wheels together, now they spin towards one another, and whatever gets dropped in between them gets crushed. So if I take myself... Oh my lord, I can't even use scaffolding right now. Really? There we go. If I come up here and I chuck cobblestone into the crushing wheels, it should turn it into gravel. Ta-da! And it'll finish crushing the rest of that. And we can automate this just like we automated over here with some chests and chutes and things. There we go. There's my 64 gravel, which is great. And now I have successfully set up the giant crushing wheels from Create, which is kind of like, now we can do anything. right? Once we have, the next thing is to automate precision mechanisms, which we'll probably do tomorrow, because that's important. I might set that up and then walk you through it. We'll see. Anyway, that I think we've accomplished excellent things today. Look, that scaffolding still floating up there. We got wind power, which is 3 times as good as our water power, right? And then in the future, we'll have lava power and steam engines, which is kind of end game for Create, I guess. And that produces hundreds of thousands of stress units. Like, we can make a pretty compact system and get 100k stress, which means we can have things go lickety-split. Which is why that speed rotational controller will come in handy. But I think we've done really well in terms of getting good progress. We can do all kinds of stuff with these crushing wheels. We can crush ores into bonus ores if we have Silk Touch. But what I'm most like, you can get up to 6 blaze powder by crushing a blaze rod. But what I'm most interested in is getting XP from crushing things. Hopefully. Like, if I crushed my raw copper, we could get potentially 4 times the ore value out of it. Same with iron. Like, we have a 50% chance to get 2 additional irons and a 20% chance to get 3, which means that we won't need an iron farm. However, you can crush. I have to see if I'm right. If I say, if we crush gravel, this is what I'm curious about. Okay, gravel only gives us sand, flint, and clay. I was kind of hoping in some versions of this, when you crush gravel, you get iron nuggets. But, you know, sand, flint, and clay, like infinite sand and clay is not bad. And then, well, I guess that's really good. I guess we get our bonus from crushing the raw ores, like crushing iron. So if I get fortune on my pickaxe now, which I have, oops, you can also be very hurt by running into these. Be careful. If we get fortune on the pickaxe and we have a lot more raw iron, that raw iron can be turned into a whole bunch more iron. And so that should solve our need for more iron. I still may end up making a vanilla iron farm. We'll see. Anyway, that's all I have time for today. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please leave a like. It helps me out. I really appreciate it. In the meantime, remember, you are all the shiny stuff that awesome is made of. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.